Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Vancouver Island Real Estate Market Update. I'm Debbie Simmonds with eXp Realty. This report is for the week of August 30th and is for the market areas of Crofton, Chemainus, Saltaire, and Ladysmith. It has been a crazy last couple of weeks of summer here in the real estate market, and with what's going on nationally too, we've got a lot to talk about today. So we'll start with the market stats. So I'll share my screen for the hot sheet with you and show you what happened in the market this week. Okay, so we have 10 new listings with a high of 989,500, which is an ocean view brand new build on Catalina Way in Chemainus, and the low is a $359,000 mobile home. And 10 new accepted offers in the past week with a high of $1.6 million, which is a waterfront on Fernway in Ladysmith out of Coffin Point area, and the low is $449,900 on Hillside Avenue, kind of just at the upper northern edge of Chemainus. And 9 properties changed hands. There were 5 price reductions, people getting to the end of the summer whose homes have not sold, and that hasn't happened for a very long time. So 5 price reductions and 1 expiry. I'll just show you over to the next page here. So that's what we look at. That's what I can send to you on Monday mornings, recapping the week, so you can look at all of these in detail if you so wish. Okay. All right, so getting back to, there we are. Okay, sorry, there's a bit of a glitch there. Getting back to the focus of the week, holy smokes, there's so much. There's no one focus. There are many focuses, so I'm just going to get started. The gray wave continues to come to the island. This island is a retirement island, and people are still coming en masse. There's a tidal wave of people migrating to Vancouver Island for our mild climate, year-round golf, tennis, hiking, boating, skiing. And for that reason, the waterfronts around here are selling at a very high premium, $1 million and over. Acreages are selling at a high premium because of COVID and people wanting to grow a bit of food because of lack of confidence in the supply chain over all of that. And now we've got an election on the horizon on September 20th, which is a blatant power grab and it is very unnecessary at this time with COVID going on, crises in the housing market, crises for businesses, and now Afghanistan. So terribly, terribly untimely. You know, it's only been 2 years since our last election, and I don't think we needed to spend another $600 million on this at this time of our hard-earned taxpayer money. Back to the market here. Timing is always critical on the market. When you're if you're looking to buy or sell, focus on concepts and trends. And the 3 more, those are the most important factors and critical when you're looking at market timing in trends and concepts. So I just outlined a couple of them for you right now. Retirees coming here and COVID, you know, forcing people really into larger properties. So that's what to pay attention to for market timing, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Money is pouring in from the elite all over the world into real estate. Real estate prices are only going to go higher, even though market activity here has been down consecutively in volume for the last 4 months, 25%, but prices are holding and prices will take off again in the spring. Can't help it because, you know, right now over the summer, the market took a break the last part of the summer because we talked about buyer fatigue before, but now it's price fatigue. We're priced so highly that people have to catch their breath again and grab onto the new concept that, yo, this is the new average price point. Interest rates, if they go up 2% in 2022, we don't think they will, but that will create a psychological change in the market. It affects consumer confidence, which suddenly can change the market that fast. There are only 2 things that profoundly affect real estate prices, no matter what anybody tells you. 1 is interest rates and 2 is supply. And the interest rates, they cannot raise interest rates. Go to Michael Campbell's Money Talks, Mike's Money Talks .ca, and it will explain the whole macroeconomic reason why the government cannot raise interest rates right now. So for that reason, prices are going to remain and continue high and continue to go higher. The other part is supply. Our governments, all three levels of them, are not cooperating with each other. They're not working together, and they are choking the supply. So those two factors will guarantee that the crisis will continue and that prices will remain high and continue to go higher. No collaboration there whatsoever in the with the public in mind between our government levels of government. They are not making any signs of addressing this crisis for real, and yet all three political parties have platforms that state, they're going to address the housing crisis, but they're throwing, red herrings in there instead of addressing those two real problems. Why? Because they can't control them. They cannot control the interest rates. That's above and beyond them. And the supply, they can't get their act together and getting three levels of government to open up some land for development, which we so desperately need. There are political forces coming against them not to do so. So when 1.2 million new people are pouring into the country every year with no thought or strategy from the government as to where we're going to house them, this crisis will continue. So remember that when you're voting. Maybe think about the party who might want to address that serious crisis that we're all facing. I like to talk about my two listings of the week, but I can't because my new listing, I had two new listings last week and they both went boom, boom. One went 100,000 over ask, one went 60,000 over ask. So, still incredibly tough for buyers. So government policy is the #1 driver of housing prices. Please don't forget that when you're voting. It's the #1 driver. And I can tell you as a realtor, it is very hard for me when I'm in these multiple situations hey, it's easy to tell the one who won in the multiple offer, but all the people who lost out, the 2 to 9 other parties that lost out, it is a very devastating news to deliver to them. And we need to loosen this up. We need to vote for whoever is going to solve this problem because it is severe. It's going to result in more homelessness, more people living in the forest, garbage everywhere, and all that kind of thing. Okay. The other thing that the Liberals talked about in their platform this week was the banning of blind bidding. Well, that has a lot of unintended consequences when they do that. Remember, 50% of the population is thrilled with blind bidding because they're sellers. The sellers are very happy with blind bidding. So if they change it, then the other 50% of the population will not be happy. They want to take it to more of an auction system. My daughter lives in Melbourne, Australia. She's lived there for 14 years. She's bought and sold several homes there in her 14 years. And here's how their auction system goes. They list the home and they have 3 open houses every weekend. And then the 4th weekend, they have they hold an auction where everybody sees what the bids are. The bids still go very, very, very high. It's all over the world. These prices are this high. So that again is a red herring and not the real issue and not going to solve our problems. And then also the other problem with that idea is we have jurisdictional things that will not make it happen. BC has its own rules governing it. All provinces and jurisdictions have their own rules, and you just can't mandate the whole country, into that and make a wholesale change like that. Okay, so now the business of the week is Simmonds eCare. So Dr. Anita Voisin, she is amazing. She did a first-class renovation to her office 3 or 4 years ago. It's still state-of-the-art, everything. A really nice place to go. Great healthcare there. Very nice people to deal with. So if you're looking for contact lenses or advice or eye exams or glasses, strongly encourage you to stay local and go down to Simmonds eCare. 2 reminders of the week. My giveaway Tuesday program, still giving away those $50 gift certificates to our marvelous Simmonds businesses. So please come on in or go on my Facebook business page and apply and say something nice about those businesses. And eventually you're going to win a gift certificate. The odds are on your favor to keep doing that. And then I was going to remind you to watch Michael Campbell on CKNW 980 as I do every week. However, something astonishing happened last week. The week before, I mentioned to you that he had been kicked off his Facebook business page. He'd been kicked off just for talking about the very things that I'm just talking to you about. Well, now his program, which is the #1 financial radio program in Canada and even possibly North America, was kicked off of CKNW. And the excuse was given, we're going in a new direction. Chorus Radio is going in a new direction. So we can still see Michael Campbell on his website and see his podcast, which I reviewed yesterday. And you can do it on your own time instead of having to be there on Saturday mornings to listen to his radio program, which had been going since 1989, world-class speakers that he had on and so on. So that tells you where this world is going. And, you know, the fact that he talked about the Bill C-10 and Bill C-36, which are taking away our rights and being censored. And so he was censored right off of the radio for saying those things. So anyway, some food for thought as to what's going on in our country. So thank you very much for listening. Please call me with all of your real estate needs. Debbie Simmonds, eXp Realty, 250-246-0708. Professional, caring, kind.